You know, I still remember the days when level 50 was a flex. But now, if you're on level 50, you're only halfway there. And that's because Zwift has just added levels 60 to 100. Let's dive into the details. With Zwift's latest game release, version 1.54, Zwift has essentially re-engineered how the whole XP system works in Zwift. And there are actually a ton of changes that were made in this game release, all surrounding the XP changes and levels and all that fun stuff. Let me dive into these details and explain to you what exactly happened here. So to put it simply, Zwift basically made it a bit easier for riders to level up so that riders don't spend months trying to get to that next level, because I remember when I was around level 40 or so, it would take like 2 months to level up, which was kind of absurd, and I can see how it could really demotivate some of the beginner riders who are really trying to level up and find it as a great way to motivate themselves. And Zwift is really trying to help motivate Zwifters with this latest release. So you're going to see a lot of things that are motivation related, including streaks and cool stuff like that. So essentially, Zwift has made it so that you don't need as much XP as you used to in order to reach that next level. And that has made it so that the level 100 XP requirement is actually 591,000 XP. And if you're thinking the same thing as me, that's lower than the level 60 requirement, and some Zwifters aren't going to be so happy about this. But don't worry everyone, there's something in it for everyone here, and I'm going to be explaining that later on in the video. So first off, I'm going to be talking about how Zwift has really changed the curve at which riders gain XP and are able to use that towards new levels. So if you are a Zwifter who has been Zwifting for a while, or even just a couple months now, you know that as you level up, the amount of XP that you need in order to get to that next level does increase over time, eventually to the point where it's kind of a lot of XP. And that's sort of what I touched on earlier, and it's essentially the fact that it's going to take you a while in order to get to that next level, and some of them aren't necessarily even. Like, it'll bounce from requiring 20,000 XP back to 10,000, back to 20,000, so that was kind of odd. But Zwift has changed that so that it's a bit more balanced now, and now current Zwifters who have been on the platform prior to this update are going to be getting discounts towards the next levels. And basically how that will work is, like, say you need 20,000 XP for that next level, you're going to get a significant discount, and you're only going to need to get 5,000 more XP in order to get that next level. And I'm going to be showing you some examples from my riding earlier, and you're going to really see how that comes into play in the actual game itself. This means that current Zwifters, or Zwifters who have been Zwifting for a bit now, are going to be able to level up much quicker than those who are beginners. However, they will cap out at a certain point for most Zwifters, unless you are one of those riders who's very loyal to Zwift, who has been riding and is currently at around level 55 to 60. They will probably be getting all the way to level 100 with this XP bonus. Now with this came a lot of changes to the drop shop, and I say that being completely honest here, because the drop shop has been changed so that now the pricing and the different bikes that you can get at each level actually correlates to the performance of the bike, so that if you're level 1, you're going to have very limited unlocks and you won't be able to buy very many bikes. Whereas if you're level 50, you will be able to buy pretty much every bike, and as you progress from level 30 to 50, there's going to be better and better bikes that you can buy at each level, and they are going to be priced accordingly to how they actually perform in the game. Zwift has also changed the amount of times that you get a drops bonus, and this is to encourage riders to use their drops and spend it on new gear in Zwift. So one example of this change is that at every level, you're going to get 50,000 drops. And that's different from the previous time where it would only be when it's a multiple of 10 that you would actually get a drops bonus. This gives you a lot more drops. And I know some of you are thinking that it's completely useless to have all these drops, but stay alert, because Zwift could be changing some things maybe in the future in order to make your drops a bit more useful. Now, one of the big suggestions from the community was to have like an idea where riders at level 100, or say the max level, could just keep on doing that level and repeating, and have some way of indicating that in game. Now, Zwift sort of addressed this, but then again, not really. So basically, once you hit level 100, your level 100 progress bar will fill all the way to the end, and once you hit the max capacity of your progress bar, you're going to get 50,000 drops, and then you'll repeat that, and you'll be able to do that again and again and again. again. But as of right now, there is no in-game certification or way to show that you've completed level 100 X amount of times. So that's a bit of a bummer. But then again, Zwift could be changing that in the future. Now, for the brand new accounts that have just started, those accounts will be starting with the Zwift Steel and Zwift Classic, and then the Zwift Carbon, Zwift Gravel, and Zwift Mountain Bike frames will all be unlocked later on as you level up. And now you are going to see the exact level unlocks and stuff like that up on the ZwiftInsider.com website, and go ahead and check that out. And if you are finding his stuff useful, please check out his website because he has so much more information for those of you who are really wanting to learn more about this. Now, if you're wondering if I already own these and I've already gotten all of those bikes, will you be losing them? No, you won't be losing them. You'll still have them in your drop shop. Now, moving on to another topic, which is ride streaks. And that's another XP related thing that Zwift has introduced that is going to help riders level up quite a bit faster. Now, as long as you ride once per week, any day from Monday through Sunday on Zwift's calendar, you'll be able to increase your ride streak counter and earn bonus XPs for your first 2 rides of each week. Now, to be clear here, it's not exactly your first 2 rides, one on one day and one on another day. So you can't just do a warm-up and then a cooldown and have those both get 300 bonus XP. They would have to be on separate days. Now, you will see this new ride streak once you hit that end screen, and note that it does take a little bit of a while in order to display all the elements because Zwift has it so that everything fades in, sort of like a nice Google Slides transition. But some of you might not like that if you are just trying to get out of the app as quickly as possible. But that will have some very nice information that shows you how long your streak is, how much XP you've gained, and where you are at relative to the next level you're going to achieve. And that's a bit more of an intuitive way to showcase where you are at in Zwift's leveling system. Now, if you're wondering, can I just ride half a mile and then get the streak and get 300 XP? No, you cannot. As usual, it needs to be 2 kilometers in length minimum, and that's like what we see for the requirements. In order to actually save your ride to Zwift system, you do need to have a ride of 2 kilometers in length at least. That's about all I have for this video, everyone. However, if you are looking for a really in-depth guide into these new changes, I'd highly recommend checking out ZwiftInsider.com because Eric will for sure have a more in-depth write-up about these changes that were made. In the meantime, let me know in the comment section below what you think of this change and whether you think that this is a good change for the community, or whether you think that Zwift should have increased the XP so that it would have been even harder to reach level 100. Thanks for watching and ride on. See you all next time.